Our theme for today is renaming it. We are in the book of Genesis, and today we're looking at a few verses in Genesis chapter 28. If you're tuning in for the first time or returning, you are welcome to Morning Mercies. I am Pastor Bless Miller. Genesis 28 verse 10 says, Jacob left Beersheba and he set out for Haran. When he reached a certain place, he stopped for the night because the sun had set. Taking one of the stones there, he put it under his head and laid down to sleep. We're just looking at the first 4 words in verse 12. It reads, he had a dream. Verse 18, early the next morning, Jacob took the stone he had placed under his head and set it up as a pillar and poured oil on top of it. Verse 19, he called that place Bethel, though the city used to be called Luz. So in many ways, Jacob's journey serves as a profound reflection of our own spiritual path. Because just as Jacob received guidance from the Father to leave Beersheba and to travel to Haran, we too are instructed to leave the place and to embark on a new journey in our faith. So each step that we take, it can represent a movement towards a certain place, as the Bible put it, a place of prosperity, a place of rest, a place of liberation from challenging situations, similar to what Jacob encountered. So when we are transitioning from one phase of life to another, it often involves change. And this transformation, it requires us to let go of certain things. We have to let go of old habits, old relationships or circumstances that no longer serve our growth. So the call to change, it is a challenging one, yet it is critical in our spiritual evolution. As Revelation 21 and verse 5, it reassures us. It says, behold, I will make all things new. So the Father is offering us the promise of a renewed perspective and fresh opportunities. The Father sent Jacob to a new environment. He sent him to new opportunities and new possibilities. So that tells us throughout our journey, we are invited to experience the newness in Christ, the newness that involves growth, the newness that involves a deeper connection with the Father. So these are the moments when the Father would prompt us to pause and to rest, just as Jacob found rest with a stone for a pillar. So these moments of rest, they are vital because they allow us to meet our basic needs and to cultivate a sense of safety in the midst of life uncertainties. So when we can find peace in these times, it can help us to embrace the trust, the journey that we're on. So it's important to recognize that even in our struggles, God often meets us in unexpected ways, whether during our trials or in seemingly dull moments of our lives. The Father's presence and His guidance can always be felt. And during these times, whether we feel like it's a blessing or it's burdens, we can encounter profound truths about our relationship with Him. The stone Jacob used during his rest, it became a sacred marker of his spiritual awakening, symbolizing how our difficult times can lay the groundwork for our ministry. Here lies the importance of renaming it. We can rename our challenges and our struggles because they can be transformed into powerful testimonies that inspire others and beautifully showcase God's goodness in our lives. These challenges can be renamed as pillars for our ministry, serving as reminders to us of God's faithfulness. So while we may not immediately perceive the value of the trial like Jacob, we can cultivate a deeper connection with God through them. Our experiences can strengthen our faith. It can enrich our understanding and ultimately become an integral marker in our ministry. These markers, it show how God is capable of turning our struggles into compelling messages of His grace and His love. The site of Jacob's encounter, it later became known as Bethel, meaning the house of God, meaning the house of bread. So this notion of a certain place, it emphasizes our everyday locations, especially our challenging ones. It can be infused with meaning through our divine encounters. We have the power to rename our hard places. We have the power to rename our situations. We have the power to rename our journey based on our encounter with God, transforming them into spaces of significance and growth. So in summary, let every stone in our lives serve as a reminder that both in our simplest and our most challenging moments, we have the opportunity to meet God. We have the opportunity to grow in our faith. We have the opportunity to cultivate our ministry that will reflect the Father's love and His purpose. So as we navigate our journey, may we remain open to the transformative power of the Father's divine guidance, renaming our challenge in light of the meaningful encounters that shape our lives. I am Pastor Bless Miller. Be blessed, everyone.